Hello everybody, this is Thomas Merrick, and today we're going to look at Megamek. We're going to learn how to Megamek. To do that, we're actually going to be using a program called MekHQ, which is kind of an add-on to Megamek. Now, for those who don't know, Megamek is a program, free to download program that basically simulates the BattleTech tabletop maps and miniatures and the war game itself. It's very expansive, very deep, depending on how deep you want to get into it. And hopefully, through the course of these videos, we'll get pretty deep into it. We're going to go through and explain what all the different options are, how to do things, and hopefully have a little bit of fun, do a little playthrough. We're going to have with MekHQ, this allows me to actually have a unit that I can, persistent unit that I can kind of keep track of, do my upkeep, my management, any repair and rearm type stuff, and also set up the contracts we're going to use to go to do missions. More on that as we progress here. Uh, there is a lot to these programs, and as such, I don't know everything myself, so it's not like I'm some all-knowing master of all of the options. I'm learning. I'm constantly exploring stuff, seeing what stuff does, and want to kind of try maybe take you along with me, and hopefully maybe even if you guys know the answer to some of this stuff, you'll be able to give me some feedback, and and then in the next video we can go over what you guys have taught me, and we'll go from there. But let's go ahead and get started here. I'm going to go ahead and push the start a new campaign. And what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to try to set up a mercenary unit. Now I have next to me my field manual mercenaries. I don't know how much of this I'm going to actually use. I actually tried to do a little bit of a recording session earlier with Payne 111, who's a member of the Free Worlds League Militia, along with me. Unfortunately, that didn't work out too well in the recording. I'm having to use a different recording program than I'm normally used to. So it's kind of a redo on that. Although it's kind of in a good way in a way, because I messed up a few options here. Now, what I hope to do, I don't want to do this like all at once, but I don't. I want to go through the options, both in the campaign options and also the Megamek options. Basically, each one of the like campaign, you can see there's around 10 tabs there, 10, 11 tabs. Basically, configuring your play. Different options, different ways you can do things. Different rule sets. Like, for example, here I'm going to go ahead and go over the general one here. It's very self-explanatory. First, the name of the unit, I'm going to go with shoot, I probably should have thought of a name before. I'll just use the one I used last time. First Sierra Rangers, which is actually the name of the unit I play in MechWarrior Online. They're part of the MechWarrior Gunfighter Alliance, or Merrick Gunfighter Alliance. I'm going to be mercenary. The Dragoon rating, and here's an example of one of the options. Like, there's two different ways to get your Dragoon rating. One's called this Taharka, and the other way is the field manual mercenaries. Well, I've got the field man. I know that way that's done because I got it right next to me and I've read through the rules. So we'll use that method. We're going to have the start bait be 3050. That way we got a little bit of new tech coming, kicking around, and also it's kind of the start of the clan warfare stuff. And Friday, January 4th. Camo pattern, I did download a pack that had a bunch of different kind of camos on it. I don't really have one specifically set out. I don't really have a First Sierra Rangers camo pattern, so we'll just there, that one looks cool. We'll use that for now. Actually isn't too far off from the color scheme, honestly. Well, quickly I'm going to go through the rest of these, but as I was saying, at the end of all of my videos, until we're done, I'm going to actually go focus on one tab in the campaign or the Megamek, and part of this is I can always go back and change these after we have started the game. But I'll do one tab at the end of every video. That way we kind of get a good mix. It's not so hard on the campaign options, but I know the Megamek options, they can be really in depth, and you kind of got to know what you're doing to know what you're selecting and what they do. And part of that is I'm going to have to do a little bit of research myself to learn what all those options are if I'm going to present it to you. But first, I'm going to use the era mods. Air mods, they basically, the older your tech is, or not your older tech, it's basically your understanding of how to repair stuff. So at 3050, I think, if I recall correctly, it's a +1 to all my repair rolls. At 3067, which is kind of the default start, it's +0. So as your understanding of how to maintain mechs, whatever gets better, easier it is for all mechanics to do it. Basically, all this does is just because we're in 3050, I'm going to get +1 to everything. And this one's one I kind of like. It's as you do your repair rolls and also maintenance rolls. Actually, no, that doesn't apply to me. It just applies to repair rolls. Like, let's say you go into a battle, you hit your medium laser takes a hit. Well, normally to repair it, you don't have to find another medium laser. You can try to repair it, and they do a roll. It's a 2d6 roll. Pretty much everything in BattleTech is a 2d6 roll. And you have a target number. And if you beat that target number, well, you fix it. Now, if you don't beat it, obviously you fail. Now, what this does is if you fail it by a margin of 4, so let's say you needed a 7 and you roll a 3, it will actually destroy the part and it makes it impossible to fix it. And you have to actually remove it and replace it. I kind of like that system. So the rest of the stuff I don't really mess with. Although this is one I probably should. Delivery time. Oops. I don't know what that did. So here, delivery time. Don't really know. Well, I probably really shouldn't mess with this, but I'm not going to. Acquisition skills. This is one actually I am going to change. I want administration to play a role in that. And only support really, yeah, that's correct. Probably. Okay. Again, I will go into more detail on that later. Tech limits, I went only cannon level or cannon. Yes, all that. And we'll go to advanced tech. Oh, max personnel. I'm not going to mess with this right now. Finances, we will pay for everything because we're a mercenary unit. Except for that. I don't remember what that is, and I'll look at it later. Base per fill many Megamek. Okay, sounds good to me. Personnel market. This is one I messed up a little earlier. I want to go ahead and use the revised version. Other than that, we'll go on to the next one. Yeah, we'll keep going here. Rank system. Star League rank shoes are fine with me. Skill randomization, don't really know what that does. Skills, don't really understand. Here's one I am going to alter as well. Basically, as you do various things here, you'll get XP that you use to improve your ability, your skills in the your mech warrior skills and so forth. 1 XP for each completed scenario. That's fine with me. I'm going to have 1 XP for every kill. 1 XP for every 25 successful tasks. Now, things like techs, mechanics, and so forth, they don't really go out and fight, so they're never going to get kills. They don't really go out on missions. So the only way they can really get XP is through something like this. So for every 25 successes they get, I'm going to give them 1 XP. This I'm not going to mess with, rolling on a 12 or 2. This I will mess with, though. For every 2 months they are active, matter of fact, I'm going to actually make that 1 month. For every month they remain active, they get a 2d6 roll, and if they roll a 10 or greater, they get 1 XP. Now down here it kind of shows you the prices for buying skills. So for example, I don't know why it's calling a level 1 mech. Level 1, like piloting a mech, because it's not really the way it's shown in game, but for purposes we're going to say like Z plus 0 would probably be a 6. So probably if you have a 5 and you're trying to go up to 4, it costs you 4 XP. If you had 6 and trying to go up to 4, it costs you 4. If you don't have the skill, apparently it would cost you 8 to get that skill. So it's not like a 1-for-1, you gain XP to raise these stats. And they do get a little pricey. And these are also numbers I could physically change if I wanted to. But that should be everything. So let's go ahead and push OK and actually get into the game itself. Now the first thing we're going to do here is I'm going to actually enter GM mode and actually set up our initial units. Uh, how do I want to do this? One moment while I ponder. So what I did before is I actually had pain waiting in the wings of Megamek, and this actually allows you to create a random army. So what I'm going to do, let me see here, is I want 4 mechs and 2 vehicles, but I kind of want them in a certain classification. So I'm going to go over here to the random table here, and see, 30 airport 3052. Intersphere. Now there isn't a mercenary. They get this Intersphere General, which gives me tanks. Which I'll probably generate our tanks through this, but I'm going to go ahead and use House Merrick for the mechs because, well, I'm Thomas Merrick, and also the First Sierra Ranger is technically a Free Worlds League company. It's not a mercenary company, so we'll have Free Worlds League to start. Oh, I'm still on the tanks. Okay, I'm going to go to mechs, and I'm going to pick a 1 heavy, 2 medium, 1 light. So heavy, upgraded or not upgraded? Well, I've got a solution for that. I've got a random number generator for reasons such as these. I'm going to put a 2 in here. If it's a 1, we'll do not upgrade. If it's a 2, we'll go upgraded one. 1. So, not upgraded heavy mech. I want 1. Roll it up for me. What we got? A rifleman. Okay. I want well, we'll see. Let's do it again for the light mech here. 2. So our light mech is going to be upgraded. A Raven 3L. It's not quite as epic as it is in MechWarrior Online, unfortunately. And for medium, we'll just do 1 of each. So roll me 1 of these. A Hermes and a Trebuchet 7M. Okay. That's that taken care of. And now I'm going to go down to the tanks. I'm going to get 1 heavy and 1 light. Roll that up. A Brutus assault tank. And oh, there's the medium. I'll get a medium. Maximum heavy tank, or not maximum, Maxim heavy hover transport. Kind of see some of their stats here. I'll look at it a little bit closer once we actually get into the game. But right now, I just need this list to actually come back into here. Yes. And I'm in GM mode, I think. I better be. Yeah. And I'm going to actually add these items. These are going to be our startup units. There's our starting units. I'm going to go ahead and close this out because it's in my ways. Okay, the only other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to actually add 5 million as a startup. Add funds. I got a GM mode. Alright, now here we are in MekHQ. We'll go through the various tabs. Finances is actually going to be basically a record of our finances. It's going to give breakdown and condense and in an easily readable format, show us how much we're paying on like upkeep and just basically keep a running total on where our money is going. MechLab we're probably not going to use, but MechLab is where you would customize a mech. Infirmary, as soldiers or mech warriors or whoever gets hurt, they'll come here. We'll have doctors to basically heal them over time. Repair bay, this is where a lot of the repair and rearm war happens. Warehouse, this is a list of all of our parts. Currently we have nothing, which I need to fix. See, hangar, this is all of our current mechs. And, well, assets, I guess, basically. Be our mechs, our aerospace fighters, our tanks. I think infantry shows up here. Drop ships, jump ships, if we had those, they would show up here as well. Pretty much anything that is equipment. Personnel is our people. Currently we have none, which I will fix shortly. Interstellar Map, this is an entire map of the inner sphere. And beyond, I don't know what that stuff is way up there, but Probably clan? I don't know. I don't remember stuff being way out there. Well, we're going to stay here close to Outreach. This is Outreach is the Mercenary homeworld. Here in the briefing room, this is where we set up the missions and contracts to actually go and interface with Megamek. We'll it's not complicated, but it does take some showing. So when we actually get ready to do that, I'll get a little more detail here. And TOND, I can't remember what TOND stands for. Table of Organization and Equipment or something like that. But I'm going to rename this force here. This is the 1st Sierra Rangers. And this is our unit. And basically I can like put subunits in it. I'll have like, our different lances. And this is also where I would put the different mechs. And then what you do is you actually go in and you actually put the forces over towards whatever mission we're wanting to do. So these are related tables here, tabs. But first, we are lacking mech warriors. So I'm going to go up here to the marketplace, personnel market, where we conveniently have no people. Well, we had no peoples. We're supposed to have the peoples. Fine, we'll do it a different way. Hire mech warriors. I need 4 of these. 3, 4. Actually, there's a different way to do this. And I'll do it for the tanks. Tanks, you can right click and actually hire a full complement. This is very helpful with like tanks because they require more than just one person to run. So there's that, and I'll hire a complement for the hover tank. Alright. So let's see who we got here in the way of personnel. I've got, let's see, 2 veterans, a regular, and a green mech warrior. I also got, let's see, this veteran here. Now what I'm going to do with these, I'm not going to put portraits to everybody, but I like having portraits for the mech warriors, the main person in charge of the tank, and also anybody who is a veteran or above in our support personnel. So I will do that now. First we got our veteran here. Let's see, are these significantly better than the other? Not really. I guess this guy's slightly better. Abdul Mutalab Taimullah or Marcus. Okay, I can pronounce Marcus Terrafacula here, so he's going to be our unit commander. So I can change his status rank. Oh, his rank's going to be captain. And I know I can set him as commander somehow. Special flags. Here he is, commander. So he is considered the unit commander. Now I'm going to change his portrait. Now I can change the names if I want to, and I may do that later. But for now, I'm going to have. I've downloaded a pack that actually has a whole bunch of portraits for this. So we'll go ahead and do the male ones. And this is why I had that random number generator. Is there is a lot of faces. Lots of faces. Somebody's dying in the other room. A, B. I don't know why they did it this way. Unless they just had too many. Well, they have 900. I will assume there's 1,000. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in 1,000 here, and whatever number we pick, that's going to be his face. 634. Getting close. What is the face of the first Sierra Rangers? This guy. There he is. Ugh. They kind of got this weird, like, cartoonization filter on it, but yeah, whatever. Ugh. I wonder what that does when I magnify. It probably doesn't do anything good to my recording. Okay, we'll do the same thing to this guy. Go ahead and make him a lieutenant, I guess. This is rather arbitrary, but meh. He is the XO. He is also male. Change portrait. Random number. Go. 810. Is that Chakotay? It may very well be. I don't know. Okay, that's those dudes. This is he's a veteran one, so I'm going to make him a major sergeant or master sergeant. I'm sorry. And he gets a portrait because he's the commander of the Brutus assault tank. 136. Works for me. And I think who's considered the Sumita Naji? Sumita Naji. Here they are. You're the sergeant. And you're also female. Portrait. Now females, I don't know how many portraits there are there either. They do the same thing, so I'm going to assume the same number. 219. Ta-da! Alright. Now it just leaves me with 2 mech warriors to deal with. That reminds me, I need to actually assign these people to mechs. You're going to be assigned as the unit commander, probably to the heaviest one, the death trap, called the rifleman. It's you. I think I'll put you in charge of the trebuchet. This regular one down here we'll put in charge of the Raven. You also need a portrait. 525. I may do this off camera in the future and just show you what we get later. It's our Raven pilot. And our last mech is going to be a Hermes 3, let's say what, 2S. Let's give you a picture. $273. Actually, wait a minute. Well, this is male. I didn't check to see if the other one was male. What did I say? 273? Yep. I surely did. Okay. Yeah, he's male too. Alright. Got a lot of males this time. Normally it really does come out to be 50-50. You could, that's a setting you can change the if you want. Anyway, there's our dudes. I'm going to set this guy as a sergeant, or actually probably corporal. There you go. You're a corporal now. And what? Private? Recruit? Nah, private. There we go. A few signing ranks that kind of bumps them up to here, so easier to see them. Everybody else will just remain nameless. Nameless privates. He must be private first class. Any dang way. Let's move on, shall we? I do need some more dudes. I want to get a. I need to get 2 mechanics, and I need to get 4 mech techs. And this is going to be important for 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be important for maintenance, which I need to show now anyway. So let's go ahead and do that. An elite mech tech. Also, 2 elite mech techs. Wow. This is very, very good. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign these mech techs to actually the different mechs to maintain them. In fact, I'm probably going to assign, let's see, this one to the Raven. Yeah. And these regular ones I'm going to assign, well, the regular mechanics actually go to the tanks. And the other regular ones just go to the other mechs. Okay, now I just need I find it really annoying that this isn't working right. I don't know why. Because I wanted to hire administrative and medical staff, which I can do. It's just this feels kind of cheaty up here doing it this way because it just randomly generates one. I'll get a doctor. And because I'm going to need it, I'm going to get administrative logistical. And finally, I'm going to hire enough Aztecs. Aztecs are assistant techs to basically help the mechanics. That'll be 36 temporaries. Now we have to pay for all this in upkeep, so it's not like it's all free and just get as many as you want. Well, you can get as many as you want, but you pay for them. Here's kind of the breakdown on everything I've just done. You pay them the salary when you first hire them, and our monthly expensive on salaries is currently $18,000 a month. Not that much, really. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I don't have any idea what the C-bill to dollar exchange rate is. And honestly, we're ready to go at this point. The only other things I would want to do is give these elite guys, and this. I have a veteran driver. Wow. It's like she's the worst one. How is she assigned as the commander? Now I have to decide if I want to give veteran crew members. Probably not. We'll just stick with what we did here. I don't understand why she is the commander, though. Oh, you can do it the other way around. I didn't know this. Do it the other way around to assign who does the tech. I'm looking to see if I can. Nah, I'm not going to mess with it at this moment. Assume there's different kinds of ammo. Yeah, I don't actually have those kind of ammos, but you can actually put different ammos. This is where you would do it. You load it in. Also, there's one other thing I wanted to show. I'm going to do it off of Rifleman. This is really kind of cool, I think. Is like if I want to customize, you can do the Mech Lab thing, which I'm not going to do, but you can do the refit kits. So basically, I can turn my Rifleman into any one of these other kinds of Riflemen, and it requires a certain facility to do it. But down here it shows you what you need to do to make the change. I would need 1 ton of armor, a couple AC-10s. I assume it's probably trading out these AC-5. Yeah, it's trading out the AC-5s and large lasers for AC-10s to upgrade to the 3C, or here it's trading out PPCs. Yeah, PPCs and large lasers. That's going to be hot. And part of the limitation is I can only do up to 3050 tech. Now, as the years progress, as we advance days and so forth, more stuff will become available. But for right now, this is for this as far as the rifleman is concerned. This is what we can do. Here we got 2 ERPPCs, a bunch of double heat sinks, a 240XL engine, or the 5M. So if we can get a hold of these parts, I can actually go in and actually do a refit to boost up my rifleman. And I can do that for pretty much anything. So if like this Condor or this heavy transport, I could change it to one of these other types, SRM2 or SRM4 variant. They're not too hard to make the change, other than the fact that you need to be at a facility to do it. Although, Class C, I don't know, Class C, Class D, whatever. But okay, over here there's tech. Cool. You can also change the graphics and see how fluff information. Kills, gender, stuff that does not matter. Admin skills. See, she's got admin skill. She's ready to go. Yeah, get the graphic. So, anyway, what remains is actually setting up a contract. And to do that, I'm actually going to stop here for now. Right now, all I've done is some setup. But right after we do the contract, we can actually go in and do a mission. I'll probably grab somebody from Free Worlds League Militia to run the opposition, and we'll actually do a game of Megamek. So, but before I go, I was actually going to go in more in depth in the options. So, I already kind of went over the general. So we will go here to repair and requisition. I'll explain the different things here. I already explained the era mod earlier. Basically, depending on what era of time you're in, it's either harder or easier to make your repair rolls. So if I'm wanting to replace some armor, my target number might be 7 if I'm in 20 or 3067, but it's 8 if I'm in 3050. It's like a +1 deal. Quirks. This is Strat Ops quirks. Now I'd actually have to go into Strat Ops to know what the different quirks are. So I'm not really being very helpful there. So if you know what the Strat Ops quirks are, let me know. Okay, I've already explained the margin. This is how often you do the maintenance checks, and also the modifier they get when they do the maintenance checks. And what it says is every month, you can set it here. In this case, it's every 7 day, every week, they will do a roll to make sure that they're keeping the mechs up, and if they fail the roll, they'll actually do a little bit of damage to the mech that you have to go in and repair. Now, normally they're free repairs, of course, but at that point you're kind of coming back up here to this margin of error. If you mess up the repair roll, you might completely destroy the component. Modifier is how easy it is for them to make that check. And what you saw me do a second ago is I assigned the different techs to the specific mech. So they would be the ones responsible. So they would be using their skills to roll against this every 7 days. Now, that's something I might want to put up to like 2 weeks or something like that. Quality modifiers, as I don't really understand. What does that say? Unstable quality ratings over time. Whatever. As mechs age and also depending on how well they're maintained, they'll actually go up and down in quality. And the higher the quality, at least if you've got this check, the easier the roll is. Whereas if it's, I think everything starts out at D, which is a neutral quality rating. Now, if it goes down to C, it's like a +1 to everything. And if it goes up to E, it's easier. It's like a -1. I don't know what the full range is. In my practice plays with this, I've only ever seen C, D, and E. And I really don't know what makes it go up or down. But I assume just successes make it go up. Like if you get really good successes, it probably goes up in quality. If you just keep botching it up. Like I had the one I did, I had like a fire starter that was just the tech I had assigned to it just kept bungling it up. It did like I never even got to use it on the mission because it just was like constantly in a state of repair. But it kind of gives, in a kind of a strategic sense, your different mechs will kind of get to develop these personalities. Like that fire starter is just one of a problematic mech that we were always having to deal with. So it's kind of cool from a RP perspective, I suppose. Log maintenance rolls. So if you want to see the actual rolls, that's where it would be. That will tend to fill up the log though, so I'm going to go ahead and leave that off. Acquisition. What happens if you want to, like, let's say I need to replace an arm on a mech. Well, I don't. Earlier, there's nothing in my hangar, so I would need to actually acquire these parts. To do that, you basically make a roll. It's actually a really easy roll. It's like a against a 5. Depending on how easy it is to get that equipment, it'll have like a negative modifier on it, or positive if it's really hard to get. And I changed this to administrator. It was like a technician role. I wanted to be like administrator. So I've got the admin lady. She's in charge of going and finding these parts. So she rolls, probably is successful. If she's not successful, then there's going to be a 7-day to wait before she can try again, which I'm actually going to reduce to a 3-day wait. Only support personnel can make these acquisition rolls, which is fine. That just means basically anybody who isn't a combat, the tankers and the mech warriors aren't going to be doing that anyway. At least not there. Penalty for clan equipment. This is like a penalty or modifier you can actually apply to actually gaining these kinds of stuff. I guess you can't make a positive modifier. But for this 3050, clan tech is going to be pretty darn hard, so I'm going to pump that up to a 5. Delivery time. This is how long it takes once you order the part. It isn't like you instantly get it. So you have to actually wait for it to arrive. In this case, it's going to be delivery time of 1d6 plus 0 in months. And I'm going to change this to weeks. And I'm going to change this to a 2d6 in weeks. Minimum transit time. I'm going to say 1 week. And reduced per MOS. This I do not know what does, but I will change it to weeks anyway. Alright. So that's the repair and acquisition. Basically, the quirks is the only thing I really don't know what does. Drop me a line, let me know. So next time we'll actually get into a fight and show you Megamek itself. This has just been MekHQ. We're going to learn to play Megamek by not playing Megamek this time. So look forward to next time. I've been Thomas Merrick, and stay warm because it's pretty cold out today. See ya.